Welcome to another wine and rum video. I'm the wine.
And I'm the rum.
And last week we talked about Sam's first impressions about Austria, so this week it's my turn and I get to talk about my first impressions of Barbados.
Yay!
So let's dig into it.
Do-do-do-do.
Hi, I'm Julia, the wine.
Hi, I'm Samora, the rum.
We met in London, fell in love and moved to Ireland.
We share tips on being an expat, travel, cultural experiences, and living life efficiently. So, like most people, you've heard the name Barbados, but very few have actually been there to know exactly what it's like. This time we're gonna have some fun. Ask Julia what were her first impressions on visiting Barbados those few years ago. The very first thing everybody knows about Barbados, tropical island. What was your impression of the weather?
Yeah, so I admit the first time really, I'm from Barbados, I was like, that's that expensive place that celebrities go to because it's like sunny and stuff, right? And so I never thought I would get to go. I just imagine like perpetual sun, beautiful sunrises and sunsets and whatever. And the sun was quite significantly different than in Europe, especially because I went there the first time in February. And I travelled through Canada where it had minus 10 degrees and snow. So stepping off the plane was a bit of a shock. It's like being hit by the Caribbean sun straight in the not yet sunscreened face. I learned it fast, put on sunscreen first before you even get off the plane. Because even the sun rays on the plane will give you sunburns and stuff. But yeah, so the first impression was really that the sun, like I know hot weather from Austria, but the sun is nothing like the one in Barbados. In Barbados it's so much stronger, I guess, because you're closer to the equator. And you can actually feel the sun so much more on your skin. I don't know how to describe it other than say it's like a really strong sun.
Yes, wear your sunscreen, people. Wear your sunscreen.
Yeah, and I think the thing that actually did surprise me most was talking to people. I expected if you're always used to the same season, it's not like in Austria where they could change from one day to the other. It's like winter, next day it's like spring. Temperatures, it's like I expected if you get steady temperatures every day, it's just how it is just the weather. But people were complaining about how hot it is, and that really shocked me. It's like, you live here, you have 30 degrees every day, what do you mean it's hot? It's like, how are you not used to it?
The sun gets hot. There's no way to be used to 2 or 3 p.m. sun, even if you're this complexion. It does not. You never get used to that.
I was like, after experiencing it, I can see how you get hot in that sun, but to be there for the first time, and especially coming from winter temperatures where everyone is just desperate for 20-something degrees, even if it's cold temperatures in Barbados, it was just really surprising to me.
Next up we have food. What
My
do you
favourite
think?
topic.
Isn't it everyone's?
Yeah, so my first impression of food was actually chefette. So Sam was doing it properly. First food he introduced me to was chefette, like on the way home from the airport. And I don't like fast food, but chefette is thumbs up. That it's gotta be the nicest fast food I've ever had. Like the chicken was super soft and moist and everything. It's like you just have to go and try it yourself if you ever go to Barbados.
Yeah, I'm a vegetarian and I'm not in my head like if I know how moist and good this chicken tastes.
He's just there for the milkshakes.
And the veggie burgers. Don't forget the veggie burgers.
So yeah, the first thing was chefette, but actually what I liked most about the trip was I didn't realize, coming from like a Central European country, how many fruits and vegetables there are that I did not know existed and how delicious they are. It's like, especially plantain, I love plantain so much. It's like, I want to eat plantain right now. I'm disappointed there's no plantain in the house. I just, best vegetable out there. Is it a vegetable? Whatever, best vegetable fruit thing out there ever. You can't convince me otherwise. Yeah, fried plantain. So beautiful. But yeah, the rest of the food is really nice as well, especially huge portions and macaroni pie and all of that good stuff. And I have to admit, I don't like fish that much, and I guess it's mostly because coming from a landlocked country, I just know of salmon, trout and tuna and
lots of cod
from the UK, and like that was pretty much it. I've never eaten steak fish before. I didn't know fish meat could be a steak thing that they grow. Like, I knew fish grow big, but like not that they get to like steak farm. So yeah, swordfish, also very nice.
Where can you get swordfish in Barbados? Oystins. Yes, big trip to Oystins. Yes.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, spoiler alert. We'll show you exactly what Oystins is all about.
Subscribe so you won't miss that.
But I must interject because she forgot something which almost everyone that comes to Barbados must try. What's my name?
Rum! I forgot the rum. Because I was so busy thinking about Plantain, I completely forgot about the most important culinary thing there is in Barbados. The rum, of course. And rum punch. Rum punch is awesome. Just don't drink too many of them because you don't realize how much punch is it. No. How much rum is in the punch? How much punch is in the rum?
You'll be like that, but worse. Trust me. Of course, next to the weather and the food, what makes a country but the people? So, how did you find the people?
Very friendly, and I have a feeling that's where Sam would disagree with me. I think my experience was mostly based in the fact that I'm obviously a tourist. It's like I just go out into the sun and already start looking like sort of lobster hue from slight sunburn, so it was quite obvious that I'm not from the Caribbean. And people were really super friendly. They were like, oh, where are you from? How do you like Barbados? Then they hated on the weather, which really confused me. But yeah, they're just lovely people.
Yeah, mostly lovely, you know. I won't say anything more and get myself in trouble. I love you, Bajans, but you know what we're talking about. Yeah, no names. And the next thing is, what is spoken by the people? The language. Of course, it's English, but a slightly different flavour of English, if you may.
Yeah, I kind of blame you for not preparing me properly for that, because I was like, yeah, I lived in the UK for a year. It's like, I studied literally English. I've written novels in English. I've been surrounded by so much English. Like, I'm gonna be fine. It's like, I went to Canada, I was fine. They confused me a bit because they were asking me like which London airport did I come from, and I didn't realize there were that many Londons and stuff. But I was like, I'm gonna be fine. And then your family spoke to me and I was like, help, I've forgotten how the English language works. I don't understand a word. I'm panicking. I'm just sitting here like,
she's like,
I had no idea what's going on.
I didn't get that full complete sentence. I was like, oh, right. I haven't been really speaking with a Bajan accent when I talk to you. Small misstep on my part. Sorry.
But I'm getting there. It's on my to-do list to learn Bajan. It's like, I've gotten better understanding it. Won't attempt to speak any for you because I'll butcher it horribly, but I'm getting better at understanding it.
Yeah, I think I'll still butcher German more, but, you know, it's not bad. Not bad. Nicht schlecht.
We'll get there.
So, one of the things that you also must do if you go to Barbados, you must have like a car to drive around. It's one of the best ways to see parts of the island. And so, while driving around, we saw a lot of different things. What did you see? What has really stuck with you?
I guess the obvious thing in theory would be the driving on the left. Well, not me driving because I don't drive, but like the way the traffic works. But I was quite used to that from the UK, so it wasn't too shocking. It's more like now when we go back to Austria, we're confused by traffic not going on the left. So I was a bit familiar with that, but what really surprised me is the houses. They're so colorful. Like in Austria, people, if you paint your house anything but pastel yellow, pastel blue, pastel cream, something boring, if you don't do that, people get super mad. Like in our village, there was this huge discussion that they decided to paint the city council town hall thingy place orange, and people got so outraged. And in Barbados, it's just this beautiful array of colors. And it's just so much prettier, and Austria should take note, especially in the winter. You need some color, people. But yeah, I really love that. And the fact that there is, like, each house has a name, and it's also, which from what you explained, is like you choose an adjective that you sort of try to strive towards. So if like perseverance is the name of the house, it's like almost like a sort of a theme that you want to be reminded of to motivate you?
Yeah, that happens a lot. You know, it might be a combination of the couple's name or the person's name that built the house, but usually it's kind of like what you would have gone through, or relating to like a place where you love to see. What we always used to do with our address is that if people were looking for the house and they couldn't see the house number, we'd just tell them the name of it. It's like, look for the house name Perseverance, you know, you can't miss it. Spelled out in like metal curly letters on the front of the house.
Yeah, I just love it. It gives the houses so much more personality, and the streets and everything.
And one of the last questions, if you happen to know Julia, you know she's in love with animals. Not just plantain, animals as well.
Not just for eating though. I also just like looking at cute animals, and not like I want to eat them all.
Yeah, Barbados isn't particularly known for its animals except for two. But I'll let Julia take over. What were your first impressions of the wildlife on the island?
The wildest running around one that surprised me was actually the chickens. Like, we were just driving, and there by the gas station was just like a mom chicken with the baby chicks. Is that what they're called? Baby chicks, just like, you know, walking across the gas station, like they're just here to pick up milk, or I don't know. It's just like everywhere we go, there's just, what do you call them, free range chicken?
Yes, that was our joke.
Running around.
We have free range chicken there, you know, just running around, you know, dodging cars, sleeping in trees, what have you.
Yeah, because the funny thing is, you might see that in the Austrian countryside as well, but not in the city. Like, our chickens don't like the city, they like the countryside, so that was just really curious to me. And I think another thing, one of the like famous animals that Sam referred to is the black belly sheep, because people keep thinking they're goats. I admit the first time I saw them, I was like, oh, that's a goat. Sam was like, no, that's a sheep. I was like, but where's all the woolly thingy stuff? It looks so thin. It has like really nice, shiny, short-haired fur. Like, where's the wool going on? It's like, but it makes sense if you think about it. It's like a woolly sheep in the Caribbean sun would be a very poor creature indeed. Yes.
Poor thing would suffocate from all the heat.
So yeah, there's the sheep, which are also very cute, and you can find them like often like just along the road, sort of, just chilling, eating their grass and stuff. And of course there's also other animals, like there's crabs by the beach, which I was really excited to see, but also kind of terrified of, because they have like all this sort of pincers thing going on. But I think they were more scared of me than I was of them, so it was a curious but terrifying for both sides experience. But I think I've gotten more used to them, I say, because I haven't been to Barbados in 2 years. We'll see when we go back how close I'll get to them. Yeah, and finally I think it's actually maybe the animal I miss the most is the whistling frogs, because they always remind me of when we were in a long distance relationship and we would Skype, and it was already dark on Sam's side as well, and the whistling frogs would just sit there in the trees and whistle all the time, because my computer picked it up way louder than Sam's voice.
Yes, I don't think they're actually in the trees, because whistling frogs in trees, I'm like, that'd be a bit terrifying.
Sorry, where were they?
Yeah, they're in the grass. They're in the
In the
grass.
grass,
Not
sorry.
the trees. I was just like having an image of a tree, of a frog just being there on the tree, just like, I know where you live.
I got confused because it's the Austrian frogs that also make some weird noise that are in the trees. But whistling frogs, they live in the grass. Okay.
Yeah.
I said.
I think so. They're just everywhere.
We'll just have to look when we get there, if we can see one. And we'll interview it.
I don't know how, but you know, we'll have our cameras ready, and some we'll learn frog, and we'll whistle. We'll speak its language, and we'll come back with a report on what the whistling frogs of Barbados have to say to you.
Only on Mine and Room. Make sure to subscribe. And yeah, I think that's pretty much my first impressions of Barbados. We'll soon be going back, so we'll show you a lot more of the stuff. Not in person, because you won't be there, but we will be, and we'll be taking videos for the first time. So you'll get to see everything up close.
Yes, up close and personal. Not too personal, but just personal enough. Oh, I hope you enjoyed this little video series. And with that, we bid you adieu. Until the next video.
Bye.
Tschüss.